Collins a joke, your girl, real life experiences on the floor with Mary. Don't touch your dial. Back. A joke Collins real life experiences. We are here, Mary. You as a minority, you as a Pakistani, you as a Canadian right now, how does that resonate with who you are right now?
I think it's a beautiful feeling in a way that I get to experience so much, so many things in just one person.
Okay.
And I think that anybody who has come from a multicultural society, has seen different religions, different sects, different just cultural practices, they should know that yes, I am, let's say, for example, for me, I'm a Christian, I'm a Punjabi, I'm a Pakistani, and now I'll be a Canadian and all of that. I'm a woman. And all of this is part of my identity. And not even one piece of it is something that I would replace for anything else.
You wouldn't trade it?
No.
Wow.
Why? Because it makes me who I am. It gives me so much experience. I feel it's gold. Nobody would be able to understand the life story. Why? In a way, because if they can't relate to it, they would have to have a very big heart to sit down and listen, right?
Mary. When do you make up your mind and you're like, this is who I am?
Yeah. I think this was a couple of years ago. I was about 24.
Yeah.
And I just saw that how this constant explanation and clarification and justification of just telling people who I am and,
validating your identity.
Right. That's the word for it. Asking for validation all the time. I think I started to grow tired of it.
Yeah.
And I started to feel that a lot of these conversations were very vague and in vain because people would come down, will be curious, ask you questions, but they would also have a very subtle way of then, in the end, just invalidating it. For example, my sister celebrated Easter with her work circle back home, and these are all Muslims again. So, and it's again, I'm giving an example again and again. It's not to shame a community or not to say that, oh, they're like that, but it's for anybody who's living as a minority, and the majority culture would sort of just take over in a way. So they go like, so she had a Easter cake there, and so she's celebrating with everybody, and then everybody joins, they cut the cake, they're celebrating, and in the end, one of the bosses, he goes like, oh, so now tell me who's a Hindu here and who's this there, and let's celebrate them too. So it was just immediately like a dismissal of her moment, of her being who she is. Yes, because he was just very sarcastically, oh, so now let's go ahead and just might as well just celebrate them too. Something like that.
Because that's not their day.
Yeah.
So we would wait for their day to come so we can do it.
So I think that very subtle ways of discriminating exist, and people would not even recognize it because it's so deeply rooted and internalized. But that was the time. It was around 24 when I was like, you know what? I'm not doing any more explaining. I'm not explaining why am I not converting.
It means I am done.
I am done.
Now I am Mary.
I am Mary. I would completely own who I am, what my family is, what my parents are. Because I also realized, and I think that this is an important point, I realized that when I'm trying to explain my existence and my identity, I'm shaming the existence of my parents.
Yes.
And
not even only your parents, but other people who resonate with Christianity.
Exactly. Like my entire community.
Pakistani, your community.
Yeah.
Because you have a big following behind you.
And so I decided to take up just this role of being a representative because I had the ability, right? I could speak, I was in front of people, I was interacting, majority of my interactions were from other communities. And so I was like, I'm going to present my best and I'm going to make them feel like I have no shame because there shouldn't be any shame.
I'm going to show up as Mary.
Sorry?
I'm going to show up as Mary. I am Mary and I am showing up.
Yeah. And I think that there was a major switch in terms of the respect that I received after that.
Okay.
Because when you own yourself, when you be yourself, people start to see you as you and not somebody who's trying to fit in,
Okay.
not somebody who's trying to adjust in the majority culture.
Wow. Canada is here.
Yeah.
How does Canada receive you? How do you feel? How does Canada make a completion of who Mary is?
I think one of the quests of people moving from one place to another is to find home,
Finding home.
right? Canada for me as well was something that it came out of nowhere. I never thought that I would move to Canada, but when it came to me, it looked like an opportunity for me to go and explore and see if I can make home somewhere else. Maybe I will be able to give my family a better environment where people are accepted, and because we would know that okay, maybe there's another Greenland where things are not as bad. And when I came here, I think that every country has their set of problems.
Yeah.
Minorities here, whether it's racial minorities or otherwise, I do see. And again, since this is something that we um, gain as a quality right from the beginning as children, you walk in and you know that you're different because
Yeah.
you're seen as somebody who's different. You could be dressed up like them, you could be talking like them, you could pick up the accent, whatever, but you still are an outsider, you still are an out group. And so I think that here too there has to be a level of acceptance that Mary Parvez, you're not gonna try and fit in. You're gonna be who you are. You present your transferable skills. You present your qualities.
You bring who you are, they bring who they are, and you be one.
Yeah, and then just create a balance. Because as soon as I try to force myself into a group, that would be the day when I would be disrespected. So I don't want that for myself or for anybody for that matter.
Wow, Mary. This would take us very many episodes for us to know, but let's take a short break. Your girl Collins is still in the house. Real life experiences. Don't touch the dial. Tell your friend to tell a friend. We will be right back. Thank you. Collins a joke. Real life experiences. We have Mary in the house. Mary, in Canada, how was it like? Did you find community? Did you find like the building of yourself and deciding that I am leaving the me. I am going to be the Mary. I am going to be the Christian. I am going to be who I am. I will not mind about the minority. I will disregard the word. Where do you find the strength? Do you find people? Do you find community? Do you go to school? Do you study about it? This much energy. How do you build up yourself? Our viewers would want to know.
Yeah. I don't want to say that you have to build something extraordinary in you to become resilient like this.
Yeah.
But at the same time, it's years of hard work, Collins. You have to sit down with yourself. And I know that this might look like textbook knowledge, but this is what I did.
Yes.
I journaled, I had conversations, I was confident in my opinions. I made sure that I'm not disrespecting anybody when I'm presenting my opinion. You could be somebody who's just completely in disagreement of what I'm saying, but my opinion about me being a minority in any way or form is not something that's disregarding your experience of life or your problems or your share of issues that you might have faced in the society. Because it's not to say that the majority population is not going through issues, right?
No.
It's hard to survive in very, very different ways. So I think that the resilience comes from years of hard work, being consistent with yourself, telling yourself, having this conversation with yourself that repeatedly, verbalizing it, really verbalizing it. I think people should expose themselves to all the different kinds of people.
Yeah.
Loving diversity, meeting people, having conversations, understanding different forms of cultures, just being just being fascinated and curious about what somebody is bringing to the table rather than imposing what I
Who
have to
they
say,
are.
right? And just imposing that, you know what I've gone through, that's worse. My life is sad, my life has been bad, I need all the sympathy, or I need all the just like the support, and maybe somebody else does not. Just go out there in the world with this mindset that your experiences have and will continue to polish you.
Every day.
And when you're going to be meeting people, they're going to be adding value to that knowledge and to experience. And that's how I got out of it.
Wow. I learned something from you, that going out there and meeting people. I expected you to say that when I relocated to Canada, I went to my community, I was with my people. But the most important thing that I have learned in this land is being open, because it's a diverse land.
Yeah.
We learn every day and we better ourselves every day. If
Mhm.
you don't choose to go out and meet and open up
Yeah.
and receive from other people, because like you said, all cultures have their own trouble.
Mhm.
But when you go to people to see what they have, to learn from them and to take what you have, I think it's the best one. It opens you up.
And if I may add,
Yeah,
if I'm not open to accepting another culture, how do I expect somebody else to accept mine?
not easy. It even starts with the food. Yeah, if you
Yeah.
don't, because this is a diverse, that means you'll go hungry the rest of your life.
Yeah.
But you have to open up. Somebody who is watching us, this is a real life experience. Opening up to the rest of the world, opening up is a therapy. When you open up not only to your community, we have a saying that my community are the people from my place, are the people from my country, are the people that we speak the same language. But opening up, because we are in a diverse country, multicultural, is very important.
Mhm.
It will take us heights that we can never imagine.
Mhm.
It will break down the depression. It will break down the minorityism in us will die, because somebody else there is appreciating who you are.
Yeah.
Somebody out there is a Muslim, but they really like Christians, and they're going to
Mhm.
tell you about how Christians are good.
Mhm.
Somebody out there wants to associate themselves with a Pakistani. I mean, they want to be with you.
Yeah.
So your community may never accept you as good as
Somebody else.
somebody else.
Right.
So me, I think we are here today together from totally diverse cultures.
Yeah.
But look at this. I mean, this is something that everyone should take home. When you're out there, you're so lonely and you're feeling like this is the end of it. I have been tied up. I have not been accepted. I've been a minority. I've been pressed down because of who I am, how I look. Um, it is not the end. It is
100%.
not the end. We can stand out. We can be better people.
Yeah.
Thank God we found a place. Canada welcomes us all. We want to be like home. Like, it feels more than home for some people.
Mhm.
It feels more than home because the door is open. So we can still build up
Mhm.
and be better people.
Mhm.
We can bring out the real who we are. We bring what we have.
Just by opening doors to ourselves and to other people.
And boom.
Yeah.
Everything is good. Just like you wake up one morning, open up your apartment, and you're like, hey, I am going to hit the street today. I'm going to say hi to everybody that I find. Out of the 10, 4 will say, hi, how are you doing? How has it been? And boom, it's up to you.
Because what's the worst that could happen? You say hi to somebody, and the worst is that they might not say hi back. That's it.
Which
And
is
you'll
okay.
and you'll keep walking, and you'll say hi to another person, and maybe they'll say hi, and then you'll build that confidence in yourself that you can start to have conversations, you can speak to people, because so many times you wouldn't even realize that the other person is also maybe waiting for somebody to talk.
Exactly. Just
How
like an
about
opportunity.
just take initiative?
Wow. I am learning so much from you. Take an initiative. Be the one to start. Don't give up on yourself. Collins Ajok is here, your girl in the house with Mary. Your last word to our viewers.
I think I've learned so much from you, first of all. I love how you're just a natural host, by the way.
Thank you.
And
I'm blushing.
also, we learned today, by the way, another thing, that you could make work anything,
Yeah.
right? We can find out how to go about things without making a big deal about what's not there, but actually looking at what is there for me to assist, right?
I will tell you this one thing. I'll borrow this from my country. They say that something that is not there does not make a baby cry. The baby can only cry for what they are seeing.
Right.
So we can only aim for what we have.
Right.
We cannot aim for what we don't have. Let's aim for what we have. Let's open the doors.
On
Let's
that note,
keep
guys,
going. And let's be better people. We will see you every time. Tell a friend to tell a friend to tell a friend that your girl Collins is here with her great visitor Mary. We are so
thank you
happy
so
seeing
much.
you. See you another time. Thank you, everybody.